Yeah, I think it was just like kind of like the battle of the wills, you know, like yeah. Yeah. He wanted me to move away from essential oils on my YouTube channel. What? Oh, snap. I'm going to cover an email conversation that I had with an individual that I met actually at a networking event a number of months ago. He's in the marketing profession, and this is part one. So there's actually two other parts, so 3 parts total to his emails because we kind of went back and forth. And the purpose of sharing this is to let you know kind of what was going on in my life, how I was thinking, and then also not everyone's going to like or agree with what you say or do. And I've learned a lot with doing content online, living with roommates, other things. So that's normal actually. So that I think when we think that's abnormal, I think that's kind of where the issue happens. But anyways, his emails and different parts of the videos I'm going to give you kind of progressed in like rawness. So it's like whoa. Anyways, we met, we talked, and this is what he sent me. He says, "Hi Lance, I've been skimming a lot of your videos on YouTube. You have a ton of videos." That's right, over 1,600 at the time of this video. "That's for sure," he said. "Great news is that you have a very magnetic personality on video." Oh. He says, "Excellent!" Exclamation points. "Plus, you have a lot of viewership, especially for the videos that make sense for your brand." Alright, so he's mentioning branding. Here we go. This is a marketing professional, by the way. He does ads for companies. So, anyways, he's going on to say, "There are some videos that just don't make sense for your brand. On the other hand," here we go. He says, "I think you need to decide if you're going to be an expert or a YouTube general information lifestyle star." Okay. He says, "I think right now you're trying to cover way too many topics." He says, "I think clarifying your personas, 2 of them, maybe at most, is the way to go. But to achieve real success from the get-go, you're going to either have to appeal to users of products or the recruitment of MLM candidates. ... And definitely not both. It's too..." He said another word that I can't say, so I'm just going to say it's too problematic. Anyways, I had to bleep that out. He says, "Plus you're covering Turo and other entrepreneurship topics. Maybe start another channel for those topics." I've heard that on other people's, like, you should have a niche and focus on that. At the same time, I use essential oils in my business. I use essential oils when I'm traveling. I use essential oils when I'm using other companies. I think essential oils are very complementary to a lot of businesses. But I get what he's saying. You don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of nothing. But at the same time, I'm saying a lot of things can be related to your health. So it's kind of this weird line to cross. But then you could say, well, what about other, online influencers, which I think he goes into. Do they do that? Do they cover multiple? Well, some of them cover multiple companies that they're an affiliate of. I see that a lot. So, they don't just stick with one thing all the time. It's just like, sometimes they cover complementary products is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, here we go. But I see what he's saying. But we're going to continue what he says. He says, "Your main moneymaker YouTube channel is all over the map. It's confusing." Alright, well, I could see that, but at the same time, the videos are recommended based on what you watch as an individual. So if you're getting videos from YouTube in the suggestion, or if you search for something and I pop up, it's because YouTube found that video relevant to what it thinks you will think based on what you've previously watched. So it's more about the algorithm of YouTube, not necessarily me. But here we go. He says, "You sold me that you want to be a nutrition expert." Okay, I mean, kind of. Yeah, I mean, whole food, plant-based, regardless of what you do yourself. But yeah, he says, "I'm thinking maybe like Dr. Josh Axe. Ask yourself this question: if I'm a nutrition expert like Dr. Axe, which videos should be moved to another channel and which videos should stay?" I mean, there's that. There's also playlists. But that's kind of like I see what he's saying. I see what he's saying. And I do heavily focus on essential oils, but I do cover some other topics that I believe are complementary. And sometimes it's other network marketing companies. And some people may be like, "Lance, that's not consistent with your brand," like he's kind of saying. But I'm saying I either had a personal experience with them and I want to share it because I think people can learn something, or I believe there's some information out there that needs to be corrected, and I have either came across somebody that was in that company, or I have researched that company and I feel some type of way, and I think people should know the truth. And that's kind of what I do. And sometimes it's not always just essential oils, right? But I do focus on users of oils mostly, because that's, doTERRA is a very product-based company, and I focus primarily on that on my YouTube channel. But I do focus on entrepreneurship, and most of that is going to be in network marketing for those that raise their hand that want to do it, whether that be part-time or full-time, and then also, other companies and other things. So, but I have playlists for that, and if people want to watch certain things, they'll watch certain things, and if they don't, they don't. He says, to focus SEO, or search engine optimization, I would focus on your main personas and keywords and appeal to those main personas on your main channel. And I do that about maybe 90, and that's a high number, maybe 80% of the time. Okay, so here we go. He says, I will be taking a look at your website next. I'm looking forward to meeting you again next week. Let me know if you have any questions. I then said, hi, thank you for the feedback. Looking forward to talking more about this next week. And then as a preview to the next video in this series / saga, we met up later and things got a bit heated. So again, you want to make sure to stay tuned for part 2. So we met the first time, and then he sent this email. And then we met a second time and had a little tension and disagreement, and and then he sent his follow-up email, which I'm going to do a video on as well, which you'll see in the future. And then he also sent another email, so 3 parts. And it get kind of, like, dang, dude, calm down. Like I said, I'm open to constructive feedback. I get deconstructive feedback sometimes from people in person, sometimes online. So I'm not a stranger to feedback, and I do welcome it, because at the end of the day, feedback is just information from another person's perspective. But at the same time, what's their intent? Like, how much of it is fact-based or based on truth? How much of it is opinion? Like, what is the goals and the needs of that individual, and why they're saying that? There's a lot of stuff to factor in. And the only way to know that is to seek understanding, ask questions. And so I think that's kind of what happened in our next meeting. But yeah, I think it was just like, kind of like the battle of the wills, yeah. Okay, well, that's it for today's video. Make sure to watch the other parts, because they get quite interesting. And make sure to hit the like button if you did, share this video with somebody that would benefit from it, and most importantly, check out those links in the description so you can continue to watch all the drama that happened. Alright, and I'll see you in the next video.